That's a foundational song. Very important to understand the conception of guru. I'm going to say a little word about it because it's always good to remember what these are. Guru comes from a Sanskrit word. Of course, it's now known in the world, Jai Shri Guru Gaurachandra Giriraju Ki Jai. Known in the English-speaking world, a very common word. Everyone knows it means an expert or a teacher. But in Sanskrit, the word means heavy, actually. Guru means heavy. And heavy means what? It means fixed in truth, not blown around as the phenomenon around us changes. Guru's fixed. So some point of connection with truth that removes the, you can say, airy way of living. Life and mind and purpose being splayed everywhere. And Guru is a person, but Guru is also a universal principle of the Lord. Ultimately, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Acharya mam vijanayan, I am Acharya. So Guru means a person who is channeling that transcendental will, that transcendental guidance, that knowledge. And of course, that guidance is surrounding us as well. We all have what's inside of us, which is called Chaitva Guru. But Chaitva Guru is a hard thing to listen to because we have a very loud mind. So sometimes Guru is necessary from outside. And a Guru who's a real devotee is a very rare thing. But that soul who has love within their heart, they can give that to you. Sometimes bhakti is said to be like a flame. And if one candle has a flame, you can light another candle. Like that. So the principle of Guru is very important because it is what makes these aphorisms that everyone has experienced true. Right? Like in the Bible it says, seek and you shall find. What does that mean? Guru's going to guide you. That's what it means. Right? So this principle, Lokanath Lokero Jivana, it means he's the Lord of the universe and he's the life of the universe. It means everything is ultimately moving by some guidance from Guru. So this principle of Guru is very important to understand both in the personal sense and in the universal sense. Because it is a fact and it is actually guidance and connection that is available to us all the time, that wants to help. Jaya Srimad Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. So we always begin our prayer, our kirtan, whatever it might be, with a prayer to Guru, so that we understand the proper context, that ultimately we're reaching out to something that's much bigger than ourselves, that has some care for us, and that we may receive something real. One of the things that Srila Sridhar Maharaj always emphasized is spirit is real. And we don't want to play some game of the mind where we all look at each other and fake each other out and go, yeah, I'm feeling it, you feeling it, way, yay, right? None of that. Emperor has no clothes. Everyone know that story? The emperor has no clothes. Yes. Okay, it's an old children's story, but it basically means that when people are in a group, they can all lie to each other and like literally lose their grip on reality. And in the story, the emperor's walking around naked and everyone's going, oh my God, look at his beautiful outfit. And then the other person goes, oh yeah, what an incredible outfit. It's really beautiful. You know, and then and then a little kid comes up and goes, he's got no clothes. Everyone's like, how could you say that? So this is real, and we only want the real thing. Jai Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Guru Vaishnava Mahatma Gita ki Jai. Okay, then, Nityananda Kirtan.
What means Gurudev is transparent?
Transparent.
It's important factor.
I think.
Following Guru.
Yeah, one of
He is transparent.
yeah, I think one of the examples that Goswami Maharaj used is a superconductor. Superconductor is a great example, right? Because a superconductor, there's no loss of energy when energy is passing through a superconductor. So a real guru is like transparent via medium, is sometimes said, that he's receiving that transcendental will and passing it on. And I like Goswami Maharaj's example. He says he's a superconductor of the divine will. Because someone who has authentic yoga means link or connection, authentic connection, they are a transparent via medium. And to actually come into connection with that is a very rare and very valuable thing, unbelievably valuable.
Means not tainted by any ego. Pure surrender.
Pure truth. Yes. Thank you, Devi. Okay, any other thoughts?
Do 127.
Okay, then we'll sing 127.
Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan
Nodiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan
Patiyache Namahata Jivera
Patiyache Namahata Jivera Karan
Shadavanjana hai Shadavanjana Prabhu Raya Jaya
the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma. The magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls.
O people of faith, O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these the 3 requests of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach others about Krishna.
Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life.
Giving up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion.
Silent participation.
That's good. Good meditator. Hey, Jaya.
Okay, so Mahaprabhu Kirtan.
Okay. Just quick word on this. Very beautiful summary of what is the essential things. So this song is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's about Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is an associate of Mahaprabhu, like his older brother, you can say. And he preached extensively throughout Eastern India. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is summarizing what he's saying. I have 3 requests. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, teach others about Krishna. There's a basis of reality, and it's personal and beautiful. And that has to be brought into our consciousness. I was watching this lecture the other day of Srila Prabhupada, was talking about this verse in Gita where Krishna says, Raso, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the verse now. But basically Krishna says, Rasoham, forgetting the verse. But he says, it's generally translated as I'm the taste of water. And Prabhupada is saying, well, you can apply that to any liquid. He's saying, actually what's missing is that you're not harmonized with the Lord of your heart. And he said, he's talking about American society, and he said, if you drink liquor and you think, oh, Krishna is the taste of this liquor, very quickly you will become a saintly person. That's what Prabhupada said.
And you give up.
And he says he goes, there's so many alcoholics in this country. This is like, he's saying this in like 1971. And the devotees kind of laugh, and he goes, there is no scarcity. And everyone really laughs. He goes, but if everyone can just remember Krishna and see Krishna, your heart will be harmonized, purified, uplifted, full of joy. It's actually the truth. There's personality, beauty, and consciousness underneath every manifestation. So Krishna consciousness is Krishna consciousness. Be conscious of Krishna. And Nityananda Prabhu sent this very simple instructions. Chant Krishna means, how are you going to remember Krishna? Keep saying his name. You can say it out loud, you can say it quietly, you can say it with your mouth moving, without your mouth moving. Worship Krishna. Offer your day to the Lord. Offer your activities to the Lord. And then, when you have some joy within your heart, share that with others. Very simple. Beautiful instructions. Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Okay, Amara. Oh, maybe we can sing. Avatar Sara? Alright. Okay, we need a dose of Jaya Dev right now. Avatar Sara, which is on page 136. Avatar Sara, Guraya Avatar.
Jara parakala dukala koyalima parakala dukala koyalima kailia panna matha kailia panna o avatara sara goraya avatara avatara sara goraya avatara avatara sara goraya avatara avatara sara goraya avatara enonna bachilitare Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari. Oh Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya 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 Gora Hari,
Jai Lochandas Thakur ki jai. Sara ki jai.
The incarnation of Sri Gaura is the most excellent of all incarnations. Why haven't I worshipped him? It is as if I was surrounded by water but denied myself a drink, returning to my own fruitive activity.
I chewed the thorns of the tree of worldly life and considered the blood that flowed through my mouth to be nectar. When offered the fruits of the wish-fulfilling tree of ecstatic love of Lord Gauranga, I, of course, rejected them, thinking them to be poison.
Desirous of smelling a sweet scent, I sniffed at what I thought to be a fragrant flower. Alas, the flower was odorless like the palasa flower. And instead, the insect flew up my nose and bit me. Thinking material life to be sweet like sugarcane, I tried to taste its nectar. Instead, it was like chewing dry wood. In this way, all my attempts at enjoyment were false.
Admitting defeat, wasted and worn out, I awaited the snake of death, declaring him to be cool and soothing. I have embraced the fire of material life only to suffer insane misery, as if struck by lightning.
Also intense misery.
Worship.
Misery's pretty good.
Worshipping my family and my material life, I forgot Lord Gauranga and didn't listen to the instructions of the saints. Now in my final days, I realize I have died twice, for not only am I leaving this mortal body, but I am also dead while living, having wasted my life in material indulgence.
Jai Shri Chandas Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. That's a pretty intense song. But I think we can all relate to at least a part of that. The beginning song was like, wait, why didn't I do that thing I should have done? Why did I not do that? You know what I mean? Like I think we can all relate to that. And it's funny because as you begin authentic spiritual life, you start to realize that one of the issues is that we're, for lack of a better term, incoherent. We have multiple conflicting desires within ourselves. We're splayed. And this harmonization of these different forces within ourselves is not an easy thing to do. It's actually a critical part of spiritual life. So, that journey inward is spiritual life. Sometimes the material energy in Sanskrit is called Bahiranga Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti means outward energy, right? And when you're in outward energy consciousness, you think that you need to arrange all the outward energies, and then you're going to be happy. And sometimes spiritual energy, the real Swarupa energy, is called Antaranga Shakti, which means you have to go inward. There's actually an inner life. That's the most important thing. And sometimes, that conflict between this paradigm, right, that we get programmed with very heavily, actually, that you just are a few external circumstances and things. All this stuff outside of you just needs to get arranged just right, and then finally you'll have it. You're so close. And all the politics and everything is all about, I need to arrange this in such a way. So that's all caught up in Bahiranga Shakti. But the spiritualist is going to understand that there's actually a change inside. And what the Gita provides is some wonderful viewpoint. Krishna's saying the true yogi, like right in the very beginning of the Gita, what does Krishna say? Like super heavy. Considering victory and defeat, pain and pleasure, loss and gain to be the same. Fight. Hey, that's an internal orientation. Same external circumstance, completely different internal orientation. That's yoga. So, beautiful. I was just going to say one more sentence. This is the beautiful capture by Srila Lochandas Thakur of that internal war where we can start to look at ourselves. And it's one of the critical parts of the process. Be like, wait, what am I doing? What? And sometimes, if you journal or whatever, you can start to notice these conflicts within yourself and bring them out. And I think these songs are these beautiful Vaishnavas who are composing this in a very compact way to help us in our own internal path, right? You have to notice that within yourself and be like, okay, this is the goal of my life, and why am I doing all these things that are not aligned with that, right? And, anyways, a beautiful song by Lochanas Thakur, and thank you, Jaya, for the beautiful singing. Rai, please share.
I was just thinking the same. It's some Sambandha Gyan.
Yeah.
And Sambandha means there's some order to the knowledge that you're exposed to, and you need to be able to put one decision over another decision in your life. And because ultimately you're not going to do everything at all times in all moments, just as a matter of like the way the universe is set up. And you're starting to have like an idea of, why talk about in my final days I have died twice, right? What is the one gateway that we're all kind of hurtling towards? Time unknown. We've all got to wander through that. And so if your priorities are super misaligned, then you're not actually remembering that. And so he's kind of the cautionary tale of like, try to remember what's important, right? And so then there's some sambandha that's coming of saying like, hey, if, like for example, most of these 2, 3, and 4, well, mostly 2 and 3, are talking about having an exploitive relationship with reality. That's what it's talking about. And it's a cautionary tale. Why? Well, because an exploitive relationship with reality has a little bit of a stinger associated with it. A stinger means there's some karma involved, right? So like you're trying to exploit the flower, you're trying to chew something, right? It's like alluding to like a camel that's chewing something thorny and you think you're getting nutrition, but you're just getting the blood from inside of your mouth. So there's like this stinger that's always happening as we see everything for us to dominate and control and consume. And it's a cautionary tale. And then verse number 4 is talking about the more that you're in delusion, more dangerous and painful it is. So like he's saying like, it's cool and soothing, and it's actually not. It's burning, and then he's feeling like he's struck by lightning. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that you won't be satisfied by counterfeit. You won't be satisfied by anything but the real thing. And we're searching in like nearly unlimited games in a temporary exploitive way with reality. And some of them are very sophisticated games, and some of them are very rudimentary, but it's the same game underlying. And the message from the scriptures is saying like, you need to walk through some type of deep transformation, and you will be the winner as a result, right? There's well wishes behind these songs. They're not just sad songs for us to sing to go, oh, well, we're really fallen. There's well wishes behind. So when you start to have some order in your thoughts, or sambandha, right? Knowledge that's in order, where things find their appropriate place, you can have some relief from those kinds of things. And what's the first relief? First, just having it as an ideal. Even if we're like oceans, maybe we're lifetimes away, you just go like, hey, the goal of my life is not to just aggrandize my senses. And maybe we're hopelessly stuck in our own desires, right? Like that's a stage. It's a real stage, right? But just the fact that you're letting yourself have a thought in your mind that something else is more beautiful, that's a relief for you, right? Like just the same as when you read Bhagavad Gita and you're reading about like, you know, like the wonderful natures, the auspicious natures that can happen. Like, do you have all of those auspicious natures? Probably not. Are they really, really nice to read and a wonderful ideal to have? Yes. And you feel, what do you feel? You feel like your mind cooling, right? It's like, what's an auspicious nature? Patience, forgiveness, affection, like natural empathy for other beings that are around you, a willingness to serve, a determination, like all of these kinds of wonderful qualities that assist us in our spiritual lives. Do we have determination every day when we wake up to do the things that we're going to do? Hopefully. But just hearing those is starting to wash over your consciousness. And you're going, oh, at least I have this ideal. I may be falling very short. I may be struggling in the midst of all of the like different pulls that I feel. But they're advocating for something that is actually giving some relief. And what's the ultimate thing, right? That thirst that's within the soul isn't quenched by something finite. And so Lochan Das is expressing that, like in all these kirtans, you can say they're different moods of adoring the Lord, and they have different expressions of the heart. And so that's this amazing thing where he's setting the cautionary tale. Don't declare it to be soothing. Don't say you're satisfied if you're not satisfied. That's okay. You can say, I'm suffering. That's a much healthier prayer than to proselytize to the world that everything's going great, is to say, oh, I'm really having a rough go. Oh, my sweet, sweet Lord, I throw myself towards you. Right? This is like a safe space to be in, so to speak. So anyways, it's an amazing song.
Were you going to share something? Oh, I thought I heard you. Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
So like the saintly way of life, right? Like what's described in the Gita, right? These ideals, like it's pretty difficult to to live that way. And I was hoping to I was wondering if you could help me understand something because psychologically, like the way of being unattached, of being undisturbed by pain and pleasure, victory and defeat, it materially it would be very beneficial to me on a purely material level, right?
Maybe you're guessing.
I mean, yeah, I'm guessing, but it would certainly entail less suffering than I'm going through right now.
Yes.
And it's even it appears to be a good deal simpler than what I'm doing right now, running all these calculations and trying to control everything. And yet, I'm confronted by this paradox where it's so obvious, and it seems so easy, but I make these resolutions, and then I get distracted so easily, and then I'm struck by these feelings in the first verse where it's how did I forget that? What the hell just happened? You know what I mean? And it's and it's just like I said, it's just a paradox. It's kind of frustrating to encounter again and again and again. I'm just wondering why is it so difficult when it should be? It feels like it should be a lot simpler.
It's a very deep question. It's very important to the situation that we all find ourselves. Hare Krishna. We're consciousness. But our consciousness gets taken over, right? Living a conscious life is actually extremely hard. The body has its own motion, the mind has its own motion and its own pattern. And we're very comfortable within that pattern. I want this, I do that, this is who I am. All these things, they're all false identities. But we perpetuate them in so many ways. And that's our pattern of being. And it's not just our pattern of being for the last 30 years or however long we've been on the earth. It's our pattern of being for a long time. Many, many lifetimes. The soul actually has willing, contemplating, you can say, or thinking, awareness maybe is a way to put it, and feeling. But exerting conscious intention on every moment, that's a very high level. I mean, that's very high. Most people cannot do that. Most people don't even know what the idea of conscious intention is. They're completely programmed. They live a life of literally projecting to others what they think others want to see as who they are, and then running after the things that society has defined as valuable. I mean, they have almost no real consciousness. So you're beginning a journey of actually asserting one of the fundamental capacities of consciousness, which is intention. And we are not asserting intention every moment of every day, not even close. But it's not just a matter of asserting intention. It's a matter of asserting intention toward the highest thing, right? The journey to contemplate things in their relativity. What is the highest thing? What's the highest possible thing I can think of? That's a serious journey also. And then to try to align your moments of your current day in line with that highest intention. That's something that has to be done within the line of Mahaprabhu, in my very humble opinion. Because everything in Sharanagati can be moving in that direction. But Sharanagati has to be primary. Sharanagati has to be primary. Because it's the beginning of the relationship with reality. So Sharanagati means that the situations we find ourselves in life, we're also thinking of Krishna. And that is so very alive, because now you're in a relationship. Because it's also the truth. To find Krishna at the basis, as Guru Maharaj would say, the smiling face behind the curtain. Now your day can be aligned, even though it's dynamic and unpredictable. Guru Maharaj should say, if you hear a sound, you should think, oh, Krishna wants me to hear that sound. If you meet someone, you should think, and this is embedded somewhat in Vedic culture. If you meet someone, you should think, oh, Krishna wants me to meet this person. What's my service? And this tradition in India of saying namaste when you meet someone means I'm bowing. Some divine will has placed you in front of me. I bow to that, and I bow to you who's carrying that. You begin your relationship with everything with some conscious basis of your high intention. And that is what makes it possible. You can't live a day where you're doing this stuff that you call non-Krishna conscious, and then you got to go back, and now it's like, oh my God, the day's almost over. I got to get Krishna conscious right now again. You know, like you can't do that. You have to be your whole day. Hear something, oh, Krishna wants me to hear it. Meet someone, oh, Krishna wants me to meet this person. See something, Krishna wants me to see this. Right? Now you're in interaction. And not in the mood of, oh, Krishna gave me this for my pleasure. No, this circumstance I find myself in, what's my service? What's my sacrifice? What's my offering? That's Mahaprabhu's advice. Have that mood. And even the difficulties we should see in that mood. This circumstance is good for me. It's arranged for me by my Lord. Guru Maharaj says, the designer of your destiny is your best friend. Start your interaction with life with that understanding. Now you can start to see things in a totally different way. Because perspective is everything. Right? If you're bitter, you're going to be bitter about everything. Right? You're going to see everything in such a way that continues to feed your bitterness narrative. Oh yeah, of course that guy got promoted. The worst guy in the whole building. You know, like you can just live like that. But there's another way, and the Lord is sweet. It's not just that we're trying to achieve some state of philosophical consistency. You know what I mean? We're not just trying to like reach some level of coherence for the purpose of coherence. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tushanti cha ramanti cha. The craving of your heart is ultimately for feeling, for anandam, rasam, sundaram. And that's what you'll start to experience in your day. The Lord is behind everything. And the totality of reality, Shakti and Shaktiman, is creating bliss. So a person to come into alignment with that, to contribute to that. I mean, some of these things, I read them and I'm so thrilled. You know, Guru Maharaj is saying, everything is creating beauty. And you're meant to contribute to that. You know, so in that deeper sense, your day, even though you might find it to be very trivial, it's not. To see it as a contribution, whatever it might be. You know, there's the story in Ramayana where the ant is like taking his little grain of sand and adding it to the bridge to Lanka, right? And then the monkeys are just like, what are you doing? You're not even helping. And Ram is like, no, this is so important. So we don't quite have the right perspective on reality, but that entering into the relationship on a daily basis, trying to make that real. That's the basis. Because ultimately nobody wants some type of moral purity. It's empty. Not that morality is useless, but nobody's looking for the like, I was perfect all day today. Good job. No, the purpose of it all is relationship, bhava, rasa. That's what you're craving. And Mahaprabhu's advice is enter into that now in your life. Offer your moments. I hope that's helpful. Please.
It seems like that we're on a highway, but we're going the wrong way, and everything is coming towards us, and all that stuff is coming. Isn't it kind of easier just to offer to your Gurudev? And I'm of the cheating tendency. I love that, but let Gurudev do basically, I hate to say it, his job. To you offer that to Gurudev, and you go on with the next step, and maybe hours ago you're in another situation. You offer that to Gurudev, and get into that habit of offering that. Then what happens is that you're not trying to do things to get rid of this and get rid of that, because that's what got you in trouble in the first place.
Yeah.
Because you're in the way. You are basically in the way. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
And just offering it to Gurudev.
Yeah.
Is that's at least the first start, at least.
Well, I mean, what you're describing is Sharanagati, because there's an important principle, which is trust. Guru Maharaj famously said, suspicion is suspension. You can't receive if you're not trusting, because you're going to reject it because you're fearful. So the basis of Sharanagati is that what's coming to me is good. And where it becomes real is when my current egotistic structure has a problem with what just came to me. Right? So what you're saying is Gurudev is going to do the work, right? And that means I have to let it happen. But if I don't trust, I can't let that happen. I'm going to resist it. So what Guru Maharaj is saying is Krishna ultimately is the Guru. If you read, maybe we should just actually maybe end on that song. Or Krishna Jagatera Guru, Krishna Vancha Kalpataru, Naviko se bhava paravare. He understands how to navigate us through this ocean of matter. And he understands those things within us that we may not understand ourselves. Right? The problem when we try to fix ourselves from our unhealthy position is that what we come up with is not necessarily what's wrong. Generally, and we do this with everything. When we read a book, we find the things that we agree with, and then we're like, yeah, that was a great book. Well, you might totally miss the point of it all, but you found a couple things where you're like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about because I agree with that. You know, and we do that with many things. And the wonderful thing about Sharanagati is that it requires acceptance of the things we don't like also. And within that is such a hidden treasure, because we know that we're seeking progression. We know that we want to be on a route of growth. But we tend to define good and bad on that route as to whether or not it aligns with our current limited mentality. In order to actually interact with the infinite, you have to accept the possibility that even something that you might not like might be good for you. You have to accept that your current egotistic structure might not like. And that is Lord Brahma's famous shloka. Which is what? Lord Brahma's famous shloka. Ay, Jagaranga, man, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Tatenu kampam susamikshmano. Bhunjane vatmakritam vipakam. Hridvag vapurbhir vidathan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhak. That's the stance of progressive life. That every circumstance, including what I call good and including what I call bad, is beneficial because it has been sanctioned by the divine glance. And properly going through my day in a mood of Sharanagati, that is, your progression will, Guru Maharaj says, your progression will be so rapid. It's just a question of how much speed you can handle. Every single, Guru Maharaj is saying, actually, in one sense, we who are perceiving something to control and exploit, we're seeing Bahiranga Shakti. But remember, the only thing that exists is consciousness. So Bahiranga Shakti is when consciousness is thinking, let me just move this stuff around. Let me accumulate, acquire, and control this stuff. Now, our consciousness is in Bahiranga Shakti. But actually what everything is composed of is Hladini Shakti. Supreme pleasure. And Hladini Shakti wants good for you. So when your circumstance is seen from that perspective, then Guru Maharaj will say, you will see that your entire environment wants to help you. That's actually the truth. Your entire environment is what? The energy of Sri Radha. That's Shakti. And that's Guru. So all of these things have to be seen in that way. And it's actually the truth. And you'll find progression in your day, in what you might have previously considered a mundane, commentless day. It's not. That's spiritual life. That's Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's try, maybe we'll sing that last song, which is called Guna Kirtan. How does it start? Janama.
Where that Brahma shloka was taught in what circumstance?
Brahma Vimohana Lila.
Okay.
Actually, that whole...
After Brahma got...
Yeah, after he's receives his he receives his little chastisement from the Lord. Yeah, but he doesn't. But how does he take it? Right? I mean, he's like the quantum. He's the quantum creator of this universe, right? But he's not arrogant. Well, and then later in that same, he's given these they're in Srimad Bhagavatam. They're so amazing. The whole chapter is amazing. He gives these series of prayers. One of the prayers later after he says Tatenu Kampam is Gyane Prayasam Rupassinamanta Eva, which is in Ramananda Samvad, the first shloka that Mahaprabhu. Christian! Woo! The first shloka in Ramananda Samvad that Mahaprabhu accepts from Ramananda Rai. Like, I mean, that the whole, dude, anyways. They're so good. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking up the page here.
248.
Okay, 248. Oh, it's actually, we're going to sing 250. Sorry, 250. Shuno means listen. Shuno he rasika jan. So rasa is said to be the food of the soul. And a person who is tasting spiritual taste, he's called a rasika. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying, oh, rasikas, listen to this. Krishna Gunayaganan, his transcendental qualities, you can't count them. Like, you want to taste some rasa? Let me tell you about Krishna.
It's like, it's translated, oh, why is this relishers of mellows, but you could also call it like connoisseurs of feeling.
Spiritual taste.
Connoisseurs of feeling and spirituality. It goes, oh, for those like expert connoisseurs of feeling, let me tell you about the infinite source of reality. It's this very, very interesting like intro line on this song.
Shuno he rasika jan, Krishna gunaya ganan. Shuno he rasika jan. Ananta ko hite nahi pare. Krishna jagotero guru, Krishna vancha kalpataru. Naviko se bhavo paravare. Hridaya pidita jara, Krishna chikitsakatara. Bhavarog nashite chatura. Krishna bahir mukha jane, premamrita vitarane. Krishna bahir mukha jane, premamrita vitarane. Ramelai nijayanta pura. Karma bandha, gyan bandha, aveshe manavayandha. Tare Krishna karuna sagara. Pada padma madhu diya, andha bhava ghuchaiya. Pada padma madhu diya, andha bhava ghuchaiya. Charane kore nayan karo buddhi margo rato jane স্বাধীনতা রত্ন ধনে রাগ মার্গে করানো প্রবেশ রাগ বশবর্তী হয়ে পারকীয় ভাবাশ্রয়ে লভে জীব কৃষ্ণ প্রেমাবেশ প্রেমামৃত বারি ধারা সদা পানরত তারা কৃষ্ণ তাহাদের বন্ধুপতি সব ব্রজ জন সুকল্যাণ নিকেতন সেই সব ব্রজ জন সুকল্যাণ নিকেতন অহীন বিনোদের গতি Jaya Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jaya. Listen to this, O wisest relishers of mellows. The transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna are innumerable. Indeed, it is not possible to describe such unlimited divine attributes. Krishna is the spiritual master of the entire universe. He's like a wish-fulfilling desire tree. He is the helmsman of the boat on the ocean of material existence.
Krishna is just like a doctor for those whose hearts are ailing, as he is very expert at destroying the diseased condition of material existence. By distributing the nectar of ecstatic love to all the inimical souls, he gradually takes them back into his own confidential realm.
So, just a couple words here. Bhavarog means like the fever, the disease of relationship. Bhavarog, our relationship with reality is diseased. Krishna's curing that. Krishna Bahirmukha Jane. Bahirmukha means face. Bahirmukha means your face turned away from him. So for those whose face is turned away from him, meaning they're turning away from Krishna with their consciousness, really. He says, Premamrita Vitarane. Even those people will receive a drop of divine feeling, of divine love. And then, from that, the person is awakened like to another possibility of existence and goes back to the realm of Krishna. So even those who don't want some taste, sometimes the Lord is giving some wonderful taste of feeling. Okay, Karma Bandha Gyan Bandha, verse 3.
Krishna is an ocean of compassion for those who are bound up in fruitive reactions, as well as for those bound up in philosophical speculation, and for those blinded by other human perplexities. Giving the honey of his lotus feet, and thus relieving the darkness of such worldliness, he makes one an attendant of his own feet.
Krishna eventually bestows the jewel of independence onto those persons who are attached to the path of rules and regulations, thereby allowing them entrance into the path of spontaneous loving service. Becoming influenced by such spontaneity, remaining under the shelter of the mellows of unwedded love, parakya bhava, the soul finally attains all the symptoms of ecstatic love for Krishna.
Krishna is the dearmost friend and husband of those who are always attached to drinking the fountain of ecstatic tears of love. Thus, the goal of this most fallen and lowly bhakti mode is to be with all such Sukalyana Niketan. Wonderful, wonderful song. I first heard this song, I don't even remember his name. He was an old brahmachari. I was staying in Navadip, and then he sang this song one night, and he left his body very soon after that. But he was an old brahmachari staying in that little building that's right next to the Paschatya Sevak Bhavan. And amazing, amazing to hear him sing it. So much feeling. Okay, Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai, Nam Sankirtan ki Jai, Jai all the devotees participating in Kirtan ki Jai, Gaurachandra Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. Okay, I just want to quickly ask if there's any thought, comment, question, topic, anything somebody wants to bring up. Okay, Jai Gauranga Prabhu, please.
When do you know your attraction is genuine and not refined ego? Like, because we can, associate with so many things, or we feel better about ourselves or whatever. When is that? When can you tell when it's not just some form thing?
Hare Krishna. Very good question. I'll do my best to answer it. There's a couple levels that come to my mind. One is that it's very common for us to approach our spiritual life with the same mentality that we approach our material life. So we have a very objective, oriented existence where we're the subject and everything else is our object, right? We're the center of our story, and everything else is something that we perform verbs on. You know what I mean? They're the object of our sentences, right? So that means generally we have a relationship with them, with things that we desire, that of acquisition, control, and consumption. Okay. And when we hear about a wonderful thing called spiritual life, and it's full of anandam, rasam, sundaram, we go, yeah, I'll take one of those, actually, right? And we bring that into the same context of our pattern of acquisition, control, and consumption. So the cure to that, that has been given by our gurus, is service. The relationship always has to be based on service. It has to be, and love means sacrifice. Love means giving. Love means that we're in a position of loving the beloved. And that realm is a realm of love. So, I think naturally we start to go, yeah, I want that. But we have to be very, very careful not to ever consider it something that will come into our hand and that we possess. We have very hard time conceiving the infinite. We're lucky that our language has the word infinite, I'll say that. There's this really cool Chinese devotee who was going to the U for a little while. His name was Sundar Shamdas. Who has an amazing story, but like one of the things he was saying is like his language didn't contain the word infinite. And so he's like, it's like really difficult to get this point across, like really difficult to get this point across. But even if our language contains it, we still can't conceive of it. There's such beautiful Upanishadic verses. There's a great Upanishad called the Isha Upanishad. And the beginning of the Isha Upanishad is, Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate, which is a meditation on the infinite, right? These amazing ideas, like don't feel like you're ever going to grasp a whole. And then, of course, the next is Ishavasyamadam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyan Jagat. There's personality behind the infinite, but the infinite is very difficult to conceive of, and it's definitely not something that we are ever going to put into our possession. So the the cure for this possessiveness is seva. We have to come into relationship with that in a mood of giving, in a mood of presenting ourselves to be utilized. Guru Maharaj would actually advocate that prayer, that when we start our day, we should say, how may I be utilized? And then to be open to what comes as a result of that prayer. There's some wonderful thing that we're trying to come into relationship, and it is not our possession. It is higher than us. So we're Jiva Shakti. We're the individuated pieces of consciousness, but that higher Shakti is Hladini Shakti. It is not in our domain to grab and control. So we have to come into relationship with that in the mood of seva. So that's what bhakti yoga is. Let my heart be oriented around service. And generally we see in the devotees that they don't ever have that feeling that, oh, I've got it. I've got the real thing. They always have a mood within themselves of, do I really have the right thing? Do I have the right mood? Am I approaching this properly? Am I doing the right thing? Like that is very valuable and beneficial. Because it's authentic, because they actually have some connection with what they're seeking to serve. You know, the outcome of actual connection with infinity is natural and honest humility. Not a show where you want people to think you're humble because the society you're in values humility. But actual honest humility, when you realize what you're actually in connection with, is so great, so wonderful, that how could I possibly be in connection with that, right? Like that. So, a couple words on that. One, we don't want to see it as a possession, and two, we always want to be in a state of questioning ourselves and humility. And then Guru Maharaj says, when that great substance pulls you in, you won't be able to stop that. Sometimes waves of ecstasy come into devotees, and you see that. But Guru Maharaj said, if you feel that coming within you, you should try to resist. He said, because if it's the real thing, it will flood over you like a dam that's broken. You don't ever want to have some kind of concocted mental thing or a show for others. Only the real thing. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna, thank you. Any good? Yeah, please.
Gurudev actually, Gurudev says, if you actually realize that you don't have any devotion, that you may have something.
That you may have some devotion.
You just, same thing, just coming from Gurudev directly. In a sense, how we pretending or how we are, progressing in a sincere way.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing, because that was actually a conversation with Saraswati Thakur, where some devotees are coming, they're like, we've been doing this for like 8 years, and like, we're not feeling anything. They said to Saraswati Thakur. Because we're resetting things. We have this idea of, there's that thing, what's the method? I'm going to do the things, and then I get the thing. It's like there's a fruit up on a tree, and it's like I need a ladder, then I got to go over that branch. It's like, now I got it. Right? There's like this idea like that. You're going to put it into your system, and then you're going to just go get it. And you have to fully reset that system. Because Guru Maharaj is saying, you're the subject of your world right now, and everything around you is objective. But Guru Maharaj says, there's a super subject, and you're the object. Can you conceive of that? So, Saraswati Thakur said, really, you don't feel anything? Because again, we're resetting ourselves. It's like, oh, I did the thing and I didn't get the thing. I want the thing. You know. And they're like, no, we don't feel anything. And he's like, good. Perfect. Oh, yeah. There's two stories, but that is another story. That's actually the right story to bring up.
We're reading Bhagavatam every morning, and we don't feel any attachment towards reading the scripture. Why should we do this? And Gaura said, you feel nothing. You feel no attachment, no interest to hear the stories of the Lord. And I said, no, nothing. He said, okay, then stop. I said, oh, no, we cannot stop. And he said, then you have no attachment. There's nothing going on there. So, which is
Beautiful, guys.
small though it may be.
Yes. John.
Small though it may be, to trace within ourselves. And that what we would say with that is that Guru Maharaj says we must never forget that inner Messiah that brought us here in the first place. So some sincerity is inside of us, despite all of our little babies.
Thank you, guys. Such beautiful topics. Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. We have a small arati and then Mahaprasad.
Bhavabhaya Kandana Jaya He. Hey, Jai Hari Kirtana, Nartana Vartana. Jaya Hari Kirtana, Nartana Vartana.
Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaj ki Jaya. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Maharaja Vrinda ki Jaya. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Goswami Thakur ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Jagat Guru Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। यमुना देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय। गंगा माई की जय। श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर योगपीठ धाम की जय। धाम की जय। जय गंगाधर सदाशिव प्रभु की जय। मर्दन भक्त वृंद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Shri Tulasi Maharaja ki
Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradene Satyavate Vachakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyaivacha Nidānāmāvibhyo Vaishnavibhyo
Only one can. Leave it.
Friday night.
Go like, let's get outside.
Are you gonna? We're gonna take outside.
Hey, try to get out there.
Seahawks are.
Yeah, I feel different.
Really?
The
We're
road
gonna
changes
get outside.
Yeah.
Let's go check.
The place
Bro, this
changes,
week has been
everyone
really
changes
weird.
a little bit.
It's so bizarre. I don't. This is like really, really like strange.
No winter.
Yes.
Something out of color.
Yes, we want to be in the right trajectory. Right. Moving in the right direction. Yes, I did. Oh, you didn't see the movie? No, I didn't see it. Thank God. Yeah. Is there nothing in like here?
No, because the box is a bit sick, like the theater.
Hey, I'm
After
good.
party.
Good to see you, man.
You change it. Because you can't change it. You're not saying you do that.
Training today?
Yeah, I've been on the road a lot, so I was gone 3 weeks this last time and then back now. That'd be great. Yeah, next time I'll go in my own truck and it should be fun. So I'm gonna be in town for a few weeks.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Almost perfection. Almost, and not so good.
Mahaprasharam ki jai.
Jai. Nice job, brother. I'll take it. There you go. Mahaprasharam ki jai.
Jai. Wait, hey, we're dancing still.
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Wait, no, stop. I'm sorry. I forgot what
You had an extra. Maybe that's fine.
I got you.
You want to do this with this? Got it?
Are you sure?
Are we eating inside or outside today?
We're gonna eat outside.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's like apparently 65.
It feels great out there. Yeah.
So. Let me get that spoon.
That was an incredible art scene.
You know what? I wonder if that's a. I think it might be my favorite part.
Do you like this one and then my like black and white?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
And I feel like when I have a question, being able to, explore